But I could see Fire Emblem fans being a little hesitant on the monastery. I will say this. I'm not a traditional Fire Emblem player, but the next Fire Emblem game that gets announced, I will play it. I'm gonna play the next Fire Emblem game. I'm officially, like, I'm putting my time into Fire Emblem. Like, even if they don't have the monastery, which I don't think they will have the monastery in the next game. I highly doubt it. But, I will definitely play the next Fire Emblem game. I will play it. I will play it even if it's like the older ones. Also, we're gonna do some supports now.
It's strange to think I won't be receiving any more letters like this. Professor? Oh, I didn't see you standing there. My apologies. Oh, that paper. Well, Yes, it was. It was a letter from my father. I understand where you're coming from here, but I have no need of such things. It isn't like anything of importance was written on it. Curious? I suppose there's no harm in allowing you to read it. Go on then.
My dearest daughter, Ingrid. Are you well? I trust that you are behaving yourself and refraining from causing trouble for others. Things on the home front are in order. The marriage proposal for you and the Viscount's son should be prepared soon. Although, I am quite certain there are many superior candidates at Garreg-Mach Monastery. As you know, the very survival of our family is dependent upon whom you marry. You are the only one left in the family who can make things right. We are all counting on you. Do not lose sight of what truly matters.
Yes. This was the last letter I received before leaving the academy. I've told you that we've never been very well off financially. My noble family, House Galatea, branched off from House Daphne in the Alliance. Shortly after, we were lucky enough to receive the support of the royal family, allowing us to attain nobility, to some extent. But the territory we watch over is poor, its harvest meager, and our noble blood too has grown thin. Neither my father nor my brothers bear a crest. I, however, do bear a crest. Because of this, my father sees me as our family's one hope for the future. A crest is highly prized among nobles. Were I to marry into a greater noble family, that financial support could soothe our woes. Thank you, Professor. Your sentiment alone is a great comfort to me. Despite my own feelings, I understand why he said these things. It isn't that he doesn't care for me. I understand it very, very well, which is why I apologize, Professor. I must be going.
Alright then. Too bad their motivation's already maxed. But, oh, there was some stuff in chat I missed. The one thing I hope they do not do again is the weapon rank system and how they did it in this game. If I could, I would completely skip anything to do with the monastery and just focus on fighting. Yeah, that's a good point. If you skip the monastery stuff, it's gonna be really hard to upgrade your weapons and stuff. I'll admit, I don't hate the weapon ranking system. I'm not gonna visit Marianne right now, honestly, because her motivation's already maxed. I don't know if that's how it works, where you could skip things and carry them over. I'm gonna hold off. Can you rewatch the support conversations? I don't know how that works.
Okay. Professor.
I mean, I want to see it because of Dorothea. But, I was saying, I don't hate the weapon ranking system in this game, but I definitely think it can use some improvements. Like, not improvements, but I wouldn't mind if it went away. It's okay. It's fine, but, like, it's not great either. Plus, getting your weapons getting weapon level ups takes longer when you're using the weapon. I feel like you should get more weapon XP when you're using the weapon in battle. And the only efficient way to get weapon XP is through the lectures. But yeah.
This may seem a bit sudden, but I want to thank you, Professor. That is, for letting me live my life the way I want. I've noticed you've been giving me fewer of those soul-revealing gazes lately. I appreciate you making an effort to not trouble yourself over who I spend my time with. Well, of course. Did you think I wouldn't notice? It's kind of sweet in its own way. Professor, may I tell you a story about when I was younger? I was an orphan, living in the back alleys of Enbar, until one day I was overheard singing. That was when my new life began. I was suddenly a songstress in the Middle Franc Opera Company. Performers, nobility. I met so many people. But none of them ever really knew me. I was just some young, pretty girl who could sing. A spectacle to be admired. Even though everyone praised my looks and my voice, and they showered me with gifts, I knew one day I'd be old. My looks would fade, my voice would change. I wouldn't sound the same. And I started to wonder, when I did get old, what would I have left? I'd be old, alone, and back on the streets of the capital, right where I'd started. That's sweet of you, even if you are just flirting. I never had much to begin with in life, and I worry that one day I'll be that way again. That's why I keep searching for someone who will love me. Someone unaware of the songstress, who can love a girl that used to be scared and alone on the streets of the capital. I wonder if such a strange person can even exist.
Good thing Dorothea is looking for someone else because, again, I am meant to be with Hilda. Do anything else? I do not know how to get these flowers for Hilda. Speaking of. By the way, I'd be contradicting myself, but I married Hilda in my previous Golden Deer playthrough. Part of me is like, I should probably marry someone else, which means I would go to my second favorite girl, which is Lysithea. I'm not sure though. It's not official yet. I'm still thinking about it. I have to talk to you to upgrade the statues.
Need something?
I have 10,000 renown. That's crazy.
This one? You're all set. This one? You're all set. This one? You're all
You can skip supports, but they will automatically trigger during the week if you skip it. Oh, yeah, okay. It's not that bad if you skip them then. They just trigger during the week.
You're all set.
Fine by me.
This one?
Alright, this is the last one. I have like, what, 12 Divine Pulse? That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure about the whole who I'm marrying thing. I could marry Hilda again, but part of me is like, I should probably marry someone different. Which, if I were to marry someone different, I would definitely do Lysithea. I should cook just to get a stat increase. Because again, I'm running out of stuff to do. I will take some resilience though. So skip all this. Yeah, cooking's a lot of fun. I agree. still have no idea how to get these flowers for Hilda. I feel like I looked it up, which I might do, honestly. I think I looked it up last stream, and that was like 2 days ago, which isn't a long time, but you know. Okay, I remember. Is it in here? Do I have a thing on me?
I'm pretty.
Yeah, this.
You're sweet, thanks.
No problem.
Thanks so much. You're a sweetheart.
Thank you for noticing. Alright, I have one activity point. I don't know what I want to use it for. What's going on in the tournament? This is what I mean. It's so hard to find what to do. Advanced Sword Tournament. Anyone have an A in Sword? Catherine? Honestly, I'm fine. I think I'll just do Choir. Just because I haven't done it and for more variety. Yeah, this is where the monastery does get very, like, plain and dry and repetitive in part 2, just because there doesn't seem to be a point to do it. When all you're gonna do is just, like, at least what I'm gonna do is just raise motivation, and that's it. But we have a lot to do for this lecture. We could just... I think I know exactly who I'm gonna motivate, instruct right now. Definitely gonna do Marianne, get her lance up. Yeah, good job.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't even have max motivation. That was kind of a waste, but whatever.
That was so helpful.
Oh, Annette is here. I was wondering.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'd never have.
Alright, begin training.
Professor.
Keep focusing on riding. I don't really use her anyway, but just in case for a backup. I already know what characters I'm not going to use as much, but you know, just to have them as a backup option for any of the classes is nice.
Done.
I'm sorry.
Could have been better, but it's fine.
I've got the gist of it now.
Let's put this to the test.
I'm starting to get it.
I suppose it's work.
Alright, this is our last free day. Probably not going to battle because there's no paralogs. And I'm already over leveled. Which I mean, like, there's no lecture either, so like, should I just seminar? Should probably just do a seminar. This would be good for, Marianne. No, do this because Ingrid and Bernadette are both gonna be Falcon Knights.
I think I got it.
Practice is
Impressed yet?
Alright. I never really focused too much
Everyone, listen up. I have a proposal.
on what to do on days and all that.
We are now building our forces in order to rise up against the Imperial Army. But it wouldn't be smart for us to fight under the banner of the Alliance. That would only incite the lords who support the Empire. We've also combined forces with the Knights of Seros. Therefore, I suggest that we operate under a new symbol. That's why I've prepared this. You may recognize it as the Crest of Flames, which resides in Teach, the phantom crest that has reappeared after more than 1,000 years. We're attempting our own miracle, so it seems like a suitable symbol for us. So, until we welcome the dawn of a new age in Fodlan, let's fight to the very end as one under the symbol of the Crest of Flames.
Impressive, Claude. Forget restoring the monastery. You've somehow roped everyone into fighting back against the Empire.
If you recall, I never technically asked anyone to join us. If anything, we have Teach's achievements to thank. Now that you mention it, I guess I should express my gratitude. Hey, friend. So this is where you've been. Without you, the Knights never would have joined our cause. I can never pay you back for that.
You're welcome.
Just leave it to me, Teach. When this fight is over, I plan to see all of my dreams come to fruition, and yours as well. Well, for example, to bust open Fodlan's throat. There's a massive fortress there, which is responsible for protecting the eastern border of the Alliance. I like to think of it as a lid on a bottle. The people of Fodlan only know a small part of the world. Their prejudices are born because they don't know what lies beyond their borders. And the opposite is true too. Those outside of Fodlan don't know about this place. Ignorance breeds discrimination. Whether you look inside the bottle or outside of it, if you really look, all you'll find are people who you can get along with, if you only try. That's why I want to bust open that lid, which is keeping us locked inside, or destroy the bottle entirely.
Yeah, will you tell our allies? That's the important part.
I'll find the right time to bring it up. Even if I talked about it now, it doesn't seem realistic, does it? First, we need to defeat the Empire and restore peace to... Huh?
Professor, Claude, we're under attack.
I guess we'll have to cut our conversation short. What's going on, Leonie?
It's a small group, but some Imperial troops are headed this way. It looks like they were stationed nearby.
I've got to hand it to Edelgard. Nothing gets past that woman.
Let's take them down.
All right, I'll show you how much I've improved, Professor.
This will be our first battle alongside the Knights of Seros. Let's kick off our new partnership with a magnificent victory.
I forgot to check certifications. I gotta do that before the mission. I still have to evolve Lawrence. He still has to be a Dark Bishop, so we're gonna do that first before I forget any longer. Do I not have the Dark Seal? I could have sworn there was a Dark Seal. Who killed him, Lysithea? Oh, she has to give it to him. Okay, it makes sense.